difficult. And finally, at this time of my career, I have had a great pleasure that I always was against all Brazilian governments, all of them. I did not like any of them. Some because they were directly fascist, others because they were timid, others because they did not know what they wanted, but I always was against. Finally, for the first time in my life, I support a government that I helped also to elect, because I make the campaign of President Inácio Lula since the first campaign. And why did I support him? Not only because he is a man, a very poor man that became President of the Republic, because his ideas coincided totally with the theater of the press, with my ideas, with the ideas of the people like myself in Brazil. And now I get along very well with the government. For me, it's something so new that I don't even know exactly how to handle this new situation, that I go to another country and I have to speak well, to speak good things about my government. It's so strange to me to be doing that, but I have to do, not because I accept him, but because him and me and many other people go in the same direction, that we have to make the population be the protagonist. The things that the government has done, like for instance, not to end hunger, but to make 40 million people have what to eat. 40 million people that before they were not eating, that's something extraordinary already, no? To have paid the debt with the Monetary Fund International, don't come here, never again, it's something more. And many other things has this government done. In the case of the Ministry of Culture and also in the Ministry of Justice, we have worked, and with Minister of Justice and also Health, we are working in 4 different directions. And all of them are based in the theater of the oppressed, and even more in the aesthetics of the oppressed. So the first one is in the direction of the schools. So we understand that in the same way that there are 2 words that apparently mean the same and they don't, which is moral and ethics, there is also education and pedagogy. Those 2, we work with the schools, but we make clear what is education and what is pedagogy. Education also comes from the Latin, and it meant to conduct, to lead, to lead, let's say. So that's educare. Educare means to lead, no? But pedagogy, pedagogue was the slave, generally slave, but not necessarily slave, that helped the young boy, not the young woman, because they did not go to school, to go to a school or to a place where they could learn. So it was just to follow, but the boy should know the way, should discover the way, and the pedagogue was to accompany, to help some deviations or whatever. So education is the transmission of the established knowledge, unquestionable knowledge, or unquestioned. The knowledge that was not questioned or is unquestionable. Like for 2 plus 2 makes up 4. So you have to educate people and say 2 plus 2 makes up 4, and not 5, nor 6, nor 11. So you give an education. You say the law of gravity, the geographic, so many things that are unquestionable and have to be accepted because they are verified either historically or verified scientifically. That's education. But we should not forget about pedagogy, to give the means for the boy, the girl, themselves to discover their own way. So we are working very much with schools in Brazil, helping them to develop, not to sing like a good singer, but to bring out the songs that they have inside, the music that they have inside, to paint, not like the best painters, that they have to know the best painters also. They have to be acquainted with the best painters, the best everyone, but they should paint the way they feel, the way they are capable of creating. And then we are doing a work in schools which goes in that direction, in the direction pedagogy to help them develop all the statics power. The second is we have an agreement with the Minister of Health and outside the government. We work on this too with the central, mental health centers. In Brazil, there is a fight now against the big hospitals, psychiatric hospitals, in which people stay there medicated all of the time and really they are not taken care of. And then we have the mental centers of health, the small ones, in which they also can stay overnight or they also can stay the whole week or a month, but mostly it's the relation with the population, the local population, and with the family that we develop. And we are developing research, not only do theater with them. We do theater, yes, and I am very happy to say that all the people that have a mental problem that come to work in theater, their need for medicine goes 80% down. They still are medicated. I don't believe in miracles. I don't believe even in cure, in definitive cure. I don't believe in that. But I believe that we can diminish the pain of the people, the unhappiness of people. And they develop their personality, you know. We are doing some music with them also. Aristotle is very curious. Aristotle is the first man that wrote down the word catharsis. And the word catharsis appears for the first time in literature in general in the Ethics for Nicomaco. I don't know in English, Ethica of Nicomaco, no? In which he describes how to cure a person that has a mental disorder. And he said that all of us have a rhythm. So when the rhythm goes astray, the cure, or at least to try to better the situation, is to play the rhythm of that person, that you have to discover the rhythm of that person who is sick, and the person has to dance. And then when this person starts dancing his rhythm, you go faster and faster and faster until the person falls down. And when the person falls down, exhausted, the disorder rhythm becomes orderly again, and they expel, that's the name catharsis, they expel the sickness. We don't believe that things should be so easy as Aristotle describes, but we are working with rhythms, with guitar, with melody, also with flute, to see the influence that the music can have. So that's the second way. The third way, line of development is in the culture. We have points of culture. The Minister of Culture has inaugurated a movement called Cultura Viva. Cultura Viva means culture alive. And contrary to what had happened before, we had many centers of culture. My son, Julien, has written a book called The Images of Popular Theater, in which he shows how important that movement was, but at the same time how authoritarian. Because all that those centers of culture used to do came from up down. And here, now it's the opposite. The government supports whatever cultural movement exists, and then already in music, in gastronomy, because it's important to eat well also, in painting, in everything, and then they support. And we work supporting those points of culture with the theater of the press, telling them how to do it, and if they like it, they spread it out. In the idea of multiplication and organization, we believe that we have to multiply. If the theater of the press is important, it's good, it has to be multiplied all over. And it has to be also help in organizing, because no one does anything alone. You have to multiply and organize. And that's the points of culture. And the last one has to do with the Minister of Justice. We have worked very much. Now it has stopped, but it's going to start again, the project in prisons. We have worked very much with them, and some beautiful